H2O clouds submerged, that's a roller. Indicate locked and on sight when the nest came. Watching niggas spray for separate words when the nest say. Did what we had to do, full for the sensei. Full body control, did whatever the sensei. Now our numbers together, shot up like the Kempe. Linked up with the Pops, the Don Perry, young way. Yeah, healing back at the olive tree. Two branches unchained like former parolees. Feet shy with the word cracking the concrete. Unity means an increase, that's how it should be. That's right, yeah. Blood thick in the water combined. We could build, call the Lord to heat up the mortars. Joshua 6 united, it's an all-out slaughter. Sons of Judah and Eve from all the sides of the altar.
This is our history, right? What's your nationality, if you don't mind me asking?
Me?
Yes, sir. Oh, okay. A black American. Where you see black American on this side? You don't? It's on there. It's on there. What's next to it?
Okay, West Indian black.
What's next to it? Next to it.
Judah.
Guess what? That's your nationality.
Yes.
You're not a black American. How you doing, my brother? What's your nationality? We're going to start there with everybody. African American. Z said black American. Now you are African American. I'm confused. What's going on here? We got an African American and a black American. Y'all look like y'all got the same family. I'm confused. Why do we have all these different names? Right. Why we have all these different... Hey, I got a question. Where's the word America? Who discovered America and got it named after him? White dude, right? Amerigo Vespucci, right? Okay. Who discovered, well, not discovered, who renamed Africa? Was it always called Africa? Ah, see, look. No, it wasn't. It used to be called the land of Ham.
Right.
The land of Ham. It got renamed Africa after it got conquered by, guess who? There you go. There you go. So now you African American after you got conquered by who? See how that ties together? Yeah. So we got to come back to what God has always called us. Right. How many of y'all believe in the Bible?
I do.
Both of y'all, all praises. Guess what? Did you know that the Bible is the ultimate black history book on the face of the earth? Yes. There's no book with any more black history than the Bible. The Bible is our history book, right, and no one else's. I'm going to add that on there. Maybe I didn't hear that part. Nobody else's history is this Bible. This Bible got mentions other people, but it is our book. That's right. Y'all ever heard that before? It don't belong to nobody else. All right, do me a favor, chill on that for a little bit. Just all praise, all praise. So now, what I was talking to the brother about, what we got out here is history. This is our history. Now, I want y'all to tell me if this sounds familiar in the Bible. All right, how do we get here to America?
Bring it up.
Boats. Y'all agree? Watch this. Now, what we're about to read is Moses speaking to God's chosen people, the children of Israel.
Bring it up.
Right? Thousands of years ago. Now, let's see who this sounds like he's talking to. Now, it's a mystery today who God's people are. So we're going to uncover that mystery, and we're going to play connect the dots. All right?
Bring it up.
Read.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So he said, I'm going to bring you into Egypt again. When Moses freed the children of Israel out of Egypt, what were they doing in Egypt? It was slavery. They were slaves, right? So God's making a threat here to the children of Israel. He said, I'm going to bring you back into slavery again if you don't do my commandments. That's the part we didn't read yet. If you don't do my commandments. He said, how though? How did he say? Read it again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt
slavery
again with ships.
Okay. How did we get into slavery? How did we get into slavery? We just talked about it. Did we fly over here? On ships, right? Okay, so we went to slavery on ships. Has any other nation as a whole, did the Chinese man go into slavery on ships? No. Did the Russian go into slavery on ships? What about the Arab? No. Just us, right? Just us. Okay, so we went into slavery on ships. Right. I want you to think about this sign. I want you to think about this sign. Give me verse 49.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far. From the end of the earth.
So this nation came from all the way in Europe, all the way to the west coast of Africa. They came from where they had already conquered our brothers in Americas, all the way to the west coast of Africa and snatched up Negroes, right? So-called, right? So, nation from far. What's a detail of this nation? Read.
As swift as the eagle flieth.
Now, that's not just going to how fast they came upon us. It's going into what they will be represented by. Now, we all said the white man. Romans and Greeks, white man. What's on their currency? That's the eagle. That's the eagle. Eagle. America, what's on their currency? All these nations have one thing in common. They enslaved the black man. They enslaved the Hispanic man. But God said to the children of Israel that I'm going to send a nation against thee from far, and they're going to take you into slavery on ships. What happened on when they came and snatched us and put us on those ships? Go back to 68. What happened after that? What happened after that? Yeah. When we got on the ships and we going to America. We got to America. What happened?
They slaved us the same way.
They slaved us, right? They had to do something before that, though, right? How did the slave owners get us? Well, who was bringing us on the ship? They were bringing us to do what with us?
Make a slave.
Yeah, but you gotta sell a slave to be a slave, right?
Right.
Okay, so let's see if that's in the Bible. Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee.
That nation gonna come from afar with the eagle symbol. Read.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Where you got snatched from, that's it. You can't go back overseas. Read.
And there ye shall be sold.
Where you get took, you're gonna be sold. Sold like a car.
Right.
Sold like a pit bull puppy. That's more like what they did with us.
Right.
Bred and sold like dogs. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Whoa. So what is that? Who the people that sold and bought us are what? But according to the Bible, what did he just say? This is God speaking. He said what? He said enemies. Now, how many of y'all agree with that? I'm just gonna ask you that the so-called white man is the enemy of the black man today. You said pretty much. You said not all of y'all. Said not all of them. Are you sure? Because I got a question. Just because a snake ain't bit you yet, still a snake.
What club was that at?
That was admit that a lot of people don't even realize they.
I've called her. She hasn't responded. I've called her more than a few times.
But the Zulu nation, I'm like, what the hell is this? I know nobody know what I'm talking about. You'll leave me on the island by myself. I don't know what the hell Bishop's talking about. That's what y'all do. Then after class, I knew what you were talking about. I just don't want to be caught out there. The hell is this? Get on my damn nerves. So read that again, 31.
Because guess what? People don't think Karen's like that till she turned into Karen.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? The God said your enemies. He didn't say with exceptions of Joe Biden. He didn't do that. He said you're going to be sold to your enemies. An enemy will shoot you in the street, right? An enemy will lock you up way longer than he locks up a regular person. An enemy will put poison in your food, poison your water in Flint, Michigan. Bury and burn your towns down when you try to do something on your own. Y'all heard of Black Wall Street, right? Hey, we just found out recently that there's hundreds of towns all over America where black people used to prosper. Guess where they at now? Under man-made lakes. They literally fill those towns with lakes. They burn them to the ground, fill them with lakes. Bodies, funeral graves, all that's under there. Central Park in New York. That used to be a black-owned city. It's Central Park in New York now. You walking over the bones of your ancestors, don't even know it. Playing in the park. That's what an enemy would do. God said you're going to be sold to your enemies. For what?
For bondmen and bondwomen.
But today we think we free. Do we still serve those enemies today? All right. So when we got sold, we went to the plantation, and then what happened? Verse 48. I'm just curious because the Bible's saying that God's speaking to his chosen people, the children of Israel. But when we flash forward to today, it sounds like he's talking about us. Don't it? Right. It do, right? Read on.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Because we didn't want to go to 47, because we gotta get why God would do these things to his chosen people. Because it's God. Read.
Verse 47. Because thou servest not the Lord thy God.
Because we didn't serve God. We wanted to do us. If how many of y'all have ever made something or bought something and put it together? Let's say you bought a vacuum. Brand new vacuum, because you need to clean your floor. And you put the vacuum together and it blows dirt. It don't clean dirt. You'll be mad, right? You might think it might end up in the garbage. Right? Hey, we didn't serve the Lord God. Now he didn't throw us away, but we on punishment. You know what I'm saying? Read.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart. For the abundance
And it's not talking about in your Christian church hooting and hollering with the tambourine and jumping around and waving hands. It's not talking about that. That's not serving God. That's lip service. We talking about doing what God says. His commandments. Right, which is his will. You right. Read.
For the abundance of all things.
So I gave you everything and told you to serve me, but you didn't. So what I'm going to do? I'm going to snatch that PlayStation, which will be rulership in this context. Y'all get it though? Read.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger.
That's who sent them. Who sent the eagle across seas to get us in slavery? Who sent the white man to slave us? We just read it. Who sent them? The Lord sent them. We got to serve our enemies in what?
In hunger.
In slavery. Did we not? When we wanted food, who we had to go to? You're right, right. Let you get caught borrowing just to feed your baby. Let you get caught. Read.
In hunger and in thirst.
You wanted something to drink. Let me tell you how much they would give you a pint or half a pint? A pint of water a day in third coast weather. Talking about down south, deep south weather. A pint of water a day. You working from when the sun come up to the sun go down off a pint of water. That's inhumane. We had to serve them for that thirst though. Read.
And in nakedness.
For the clothes on your back. Why you think the slaves was dressed how they was dressed? Master's hand-me-downs. I'm going to give you these scraps. You sew something up. For that. Now, let's take it to today. Let's take it to now. You just got off work. You just got off work. Who you work for? Guess what? You work so you can get the money to do what? Feed yourself. Get that water. Get those clothes. Put a roof over your head. You still a slave, but now you paying for your own slavery. They only got to maintenance you no more. They said we think the Emancipation Proclamation was about them loving us and letting us go. That was a political move for the North against the South. That was a political move because they had a lot of power down here because of slaves, and it was cheaper to have slaves fund their own upkeep. Now the master don't gotta feed you. Now the master don't gotta give you clothes. Don't gotta give you water. You earn it. You go out there and work, and you still a slave. Because guess what? You still go to your slave shack, right? This is nothing different. You go to your same slave shack we was living in. Nothing's changed, and it's because of what? What did we do wrong? I like. You know, it's funny too. Y'all already caught on. We are God's chosen people, the children of Israel.
That's right.
This Bible, which we're reading out of, right, this is our history.
Right.
So, now that we know that we're God's chosen people, right, and we're in punishment for breaking God's laws that he gave us, how do we get out of punishment? Okay, I'm gonna lead you there. I'm gonna lead you there. You get in trouble because your father said, clean your room. If you in timeout because you didn't clean your room, what do you think the best way to get out of timeout would be? Clean your room, right? Clean your room and wait on that mercy. But if you don't clean your room, you getting out? It's gonna get worse, right? Exactly. Guess who's our father? Give me Exodus 4:22. He said, especially dealing with your dad. The Most High God is our father.
That's right.
I'm saying ours because he's nobody else's father. He's only the father of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. God don't love everybody. He loves you. That's why you in trouble. That's why you in trouble. That's why we in trouble. Read.
The book of Exodus, chapter 4 and verse 22.
Bring it out.
And thou shalt say unto Pharaoh, thus saith the Lord, Israel is my son, even my firstborn.
Woo! Most High said, we his firstborn son.
Right.
The firstborn son gets the inheritance.
Right.
The firstborn son gets the double portion. He's the one that succeeds his father's business and so on and so forth. Most High God said, Israel is his firstborn.
We used to scream black power while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission. Minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold. From Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.